Hello and welcome to Craft with Sarah and day 8 of the card making countdown, where I'm sharing 14 new card making designs with you over 14 days. Today we are making card inner cards. What are those? Well, it's exactly as the name sounds. It's a greetings card and you open it up and there's another miniature card in the middle. I've cut these ones really plain just to show the concept. We've got a rectangular design included and a square one, and then 2 separate versions of each. So you've got a tight fit for each one, which is where the middle card exactly fits the aperture size, and a loose fit where there's a little bit of a gap, which makes them easier to open. But it means when they come out the envelope, it's not quite as much of a surprise when you open it. Because with the tight fit ones, it looks like it's all one thing until it's opened up. Whereas with the loose fit ones, you know sort of as soon as it comes out the envelope that it's separate because you can see the gap, but it does make it easier to open and close. I couldn't decide which version I liked the best, so I thought, just put them both in. And once you've made them, they're then really easy to decorate and embellish however you like. So here's one of my rectangular ones. Open it up, and then there's that little card in the middle. And then I've also done a square one with a beautiful plant theme. So let's find out where to get the free SVG files for this project, and then how to make your card inner cards. The files for this project are free for the next 24 hours. Here's how to download them. Register a free ticket for the card making countdown at craftwithsarah.com/cards25. After registering, you'll get an email which contains a link to the schedule page for the countdown. Visit the schedule page to find and download today's files. Each download is only available for free for 24 hours after it goes live. If you've missed some, check out the Instant Access Bundle at craftwithsarah.com/cards25 bundle, which gives immediate and ongoing access to all of the files from the card making countdown, plus loads of extra bonus designs. The download comes in a zip folder. You need to unzip this before uploading the SVG files into Cricut Design Space. Once you've downloaded and unzipped the folder, it's time to get the SVG files into Cricut Design Space. Open up Design Space and start a new project, then press Upload over on the left, and then Upload Image. You can then click Browse to find the file on your computer, or drag and drop it in. Make sure you choose the unzipped version of the folder, and within there is a subfolder called Cutting Machine Versions. Go into there, and then if you're using Design Space, the file format you'll need are the ones called SVG files. Within here are the 4 different templates. We've got Rectangle Loose, Rectangle Tight, Square Loose, and Square Tight. Choose the one you want to make. For this video, I'll show the Rectangle Tight version, and drag that in, and it looks like this. Press Continue, and then Upload. And then it will insert onto your canvas. If you have a scoring wheel or stylus, then add a score line to the base card and also the card that goes in the middle to make it easier to fold. To do that, ungroup the layers by pressing the Ungroup button at the top of the Layers panel. Go into Shapes and then choose a score line. Click the size of the card to see what the height is. This one is 7 because it makes a 5 by 7 inch card, and then change your score line to that same height. Drag a box that touches the base card and the score line. You know you've got them both selected because they'll go green over here in the Layers panel. Then press Align Center to put the score line exactly in the middle, and then with those 2 layers still selected, press Attach. Attach is what tells the Cricut we want it to do the scoring on the orange piece. Then go Arrange Center Back to put it back into place, move it about if you need to. And then we'll do the same for the card over here. This one's 3.5 inches tall. It will vary depending on whether you're using the tight or the loose fit, and if you're on the rectangular or the square card, so do make sure to just click to double check the measurement before sizing the score line. Once again, Shapes, choose a score line. That was 3.5, and then select that and the card, Align, Center, and then Attach. I don't need to move that one back to the bottom because there's nothing else on top of it. Then if you want to change the colours, you can do that by clicking in, click to the layers and change it to whatever colour you want to cut it out at. Just change it either to match your little papers or however you want to do it. Maybe that one could be yellow as well. I'm going to cut mine in the exact colours it came. I know it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it's nice and easy then to show you exactly how to put it together if my video shows the same colours as what's on the screen. So I'm going to go back to those original ones. If you want to add any embellishments, then you can do that at this stage too in Design Space, or if you're using supplies from your craft stash to decorate the card, then there's nothing else you need to do. For a bit more detail on how you can add toppers and sentiments within Cricut Design Space, check out the Day 1 and Day 2 videos from this card making countdown, as we went through that in those. There'll also be a whole load of detail on how to do that in tomorrow's video, so you may want to wait for that one before decorating your card in the cards, but it's completely up to you. Tomorrow's video is definitely a biggie. And that's all we need to do on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and press make, not worry about saving it. And that will separate out all the colours for you. You can change the paper size in here if you want to. And you can drag and drop to rotate to use up less space on your card. So go ahead, get everything looking as you want it to. Press continue to connect to your machine. Get everything cut out from cardstock. And then we'll put together our card in a cards. Here are the pieces of my card in a card all cut out in the same colour that it originally loaded in at. These are so easy to put together. We'll be done in just a couple of minutes. Alright, so first we'll fold the card down the score line. If you've got a brayer tool, you can go down it to get a crisper fold, or you can use a Cricut scraper tool. And here's the front. Take the little cutout rectangle with the hole in the middle. That goes around the cutout to be a little border. I'm using Barely Art glue, but I also like Kalal. And the reason I like these two glues is because they don't bend or wrinkle the card like some glues can do. I get these in the UK on Amazon. Thin line of glue around the edge. And then this will go right on the outside of that window. There we go. Helps draw the eye in, and while that's drying, we'll work on the insert for the mini card. So again, fold that down the score line. Go down it with a brayer. And then these are to go inside, so it's got a little message panel. Glue them white onto the darker piece. And then glue it to the inside. Oops. That's the mini card. Turn it over, add glue to the back. Get your main card back in, and then carefully line this up so that it's going to sit in the hole in the middle. This is a bit more tricky for the tight fit cards than it is for the loose fit. And then open up the card, stick it down. Just might want to close it and open it, make sure it's definitely in the right place, and then give it a good stick. And that's it. That's our template done. So we've got our little mini card in the middle and the card on the front. So when it comes out the envelope, it will look like it's all one thing. And then when your recipient opens it, they'll realise there's a cute little card in the middle. The square cards go together in exactly the same way. This is the loose fit option, so you see there's that little bit of orange showing from the inside of the card around the edge, whereas this one with the tight fit, the card in the middle goes all the way up to the aperture, like that. And then they're ready for you to add whatever extra decorations you want. Let's take a look at the two I did in a bit more detail than we saw at the beginning of the video. Here's my rectangular one, and again, this is the tight fit. I've used some gorgeous rose gold metallic paper on here. This is from a paper pack I bought at The Range, which is a shop in the UK. I'll drop the link to the exact paper pack in the description of this video because I've only recently bought it, so it is still available. And then I used some glitter card to add some extra details. For the front of the card, I duplicated in Design Space these two pieces, the dark green and the white, and then stuck them onto the front of my mini card as well to add some extra layers. And then I tried to keep it without too many extra embellishments because the paper I used was so fancy I then couldn't really think of what else to do with it. So I've added these gold leaves, I guess, down the side and to the middle of the card, and a couple of wooden ladybirds. Don't ask me where I got any of those from because I've had them probably about 15 years and never used them, so it's good to finally use them on something. And then when we open it up, here it is. I think I just moved my ladybird. His glue's not quite dry yet. And then a bit more rose gold on the inside. That's my rectangular one, and then my example for the square one is this plant themed design. Again, this is the loose fit one, so you can see that line of white around here. That's from the inside of the card. This is another paper pack from The Range, and it's all plant themed, which is really lovely. And then I took the cheese plant design from my SVG shop, shrunk it down really small, and cut that to go on the front. I just felt it matched the vibe of the papers really nicely. And then on the inside, I cut some bits off of one of the papers to go around the edge. And then this is also from another one of the papers in the pack. I drew my square around it and then cut it out with a craft knife. And then on the inside, it says, "You can't buy happiness, but you can buy plants." So here's the bit of paper that I cut all the leaves out for that, just to add a bit more detail. I've got that particular paper pack next to me. I'll just show you that. It's this plant lover pack. It's got lots of fun designs in there. And that's it. Card in a card's all finished. So whether you're choosing to embellish them completely from your craft stash, or if you're combining your craft stash with your Cricut, like I did on this one, there are endless possibilities. This would work really nicely for all different kinds of themes and occasions. They'll fit in a 5x7" envelope or a 6" square envelope. If you want to make your own envelopes, head to the schedule page for the card making countdown, look in the foundation learning section near the top of the page, and there's a link to a separate tutorial with free SVGs in there on how to make your own envelopes and get them to perfectly size your card. And there's a tutorial in there on how to make presentation boxes for if you want to be even fancier. I think I'll have to give this one in a presentation box because those ladybirds are really deep. So I think this one would struggle to fit in an envelope. So presentation box for that one, but this one would definitely go in an envelope. I hope that you enjoyed this video for day 8 of the card making countdown. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel for loads more card making and Cricut ideas. I'll be back tomorrow for a much longer video than today's instalment for day 9 of the card making countdown. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Bye!